Hello, fellow dreamer, and welcome to my space. My name is Nikita Antoine, and today we'll be doing a message for the sign of Cancer. And Cancer, one of two things is happening here for you. Either you are being told a story that is exceptionally close to you. It's almost as if someone is retelling your own history to you, which is a really interesting concept. And then, or it's like you are inspiring stories to be told about you. So it's very fascinating because it's almost as if it's kind of like your past self or your past version of you, maybe even like a past incarnation, has inspired all of these stories to be told about you through like an oration, through people sitting around a fire and the elder telling the story. So but in this instance, in your reading here, it's as if you actually are one of the audience and an elder is telling you a past life story of yourself, of your own history. It's a really interesting concept. So, as always, these readings, they are timeless. So whenever the message finds you and resonates, then it is yours at the time in which you find it. So Cancer, at the bottom of your deck for the underlying energy, we have this Ace of Swords showing up here. Really gorgeous. Oh my gosh. And then we have this, oh my God, hang on. I do this every time, I can't help it. So we have the Ace of Swords, the light, and then this tower, and then this lovers. Hang on a second. Okay, I can't keep doing this. And then the High Priestess. Lovers, tower. Okay, hang on. Let's just look at this really quick. So we have an offering, and this is what it's like. There's an oration that is being offered to you, some type of truth-telling story that is illuminating you, completely illuminating you to your own heart or your own individuation. That's really interesting. It's like your own self. It's illuminating you to your own self. And then we have the lovers and the High Priestess as well. So it's like, oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. It's like you're suddenly receiving some type of insight about your connection. That's what the lovers is talking about. Your connection with your own self or your own story. It's like you're falling in love with yourself. That's what this is doing for you. Okay, so I'm just going to pull the Ace of Swords for the bottom of the deck. And let's see the bridging energy for you. So what is this offer? Where is it going to take you? We know it's going to bring you into a space where you're almost in a sense like falling in love with yourself. It's really gorgeous. Or you're falling in love with the character that you have been previously. And so it's inspiring you actually to hold your own sword or stand in your own truth, regardless of actually how painful it might be, because the hand here is on the actual sword. So really standing in your own truth. And I'm even noticing here how this Ace of Swords is going up through this crown as well. So it's like this truth is I mean, it's touching all parts of you. It's touching all the way up to your crown. So that's where this illumination is coming in, through your crown chakra. So this offer, this oration that is being given to you is illuminating your own like richness, the richness of your story, or actually of your legacy, really. And so on the split, on the bridging energy to where it's going to be taking you is the Sun Bear. And the Sun Bear is another card of complete, total illumination. The Sun Bear has an energy of a surprise and shock. So it's kind of like there's going to be points in this story where a truth is going to be said and it's going to like blow you away. But I'm feeling that this energy, this truth that is being said, the truth of your story, of your legacy, you know, almost like your past life incarnations being verbally spoken out to you. It's going to happen multiple times. It's like it's back to back to back. And so that's really the shocking part here for you, Cancer, is that it's like it's not stopping. It's going to continue to keep going. And the more illumination that you receive about your own self, it's putting you into this space where you're just like completely stunned at the story that is being told to you, because it's resonating. It's resonating with your heart. So this is so fascinating. It's like every time this sword keeps coming to you, its resonance with your heart is, it's almost as if it's prying it open, almost like an oyster. This is very fascinating because, you know, in your reading itself, we have memory coming up, which I often talk about as an actual oyster, you know, having to go into the depths in order to receive this oyster, and then prying it open, and then getting the pearl, if you will, the pearl of wisdom out of that oyster. So let's go ahead and take a look at your overall energy and see where you're residing in this story. This is so fascinating because we have the artist that's showing up here. And with your overall energy being of the artist, this is talking about you witnessing your own interconnectedness with your own story. It's really trippy. Like the only way that I can really kind of describe how this is playing out in like a physical type of way is if you were to take a mirror and put it up against a mirror, and like that, the light that bounces off, and you can see how, you know how when you put two mirrors together and then you can continue to see I was going to say into the future, but it's like you can continue to see. That's what this looks like. It's like you're looking at your own interconnectedness of yourself and of the entire, almost like of your entire lineage, but it's like you are your lineage, like all of these incarnations, if you will, are you. And so your lineage is literally all you, or all of these stories are all aspects of you being played out in different lifetimes. And so you're looking at this, and it's like that mirrored effect where it's a never ending. And that's what is so kind of like alarming to you, is that it's what's coming through is like as like a your never ending story. Oh, that's so beautiful. That's really fascinating. So you are showing up as a never ending story, and that's what you're coming into this realization. It's really stunning. So, you know, of course, Cancer, all of these messages, they are general readings. If you would like to get a personal message, you can sign up for an appointment, book your appointment for a personal tarot reading, and you can find the link for that in the description box, which will take you directly to my website. But just to continue on, you, Cancer, here are showing up actually as that oyster. I want to say it's like you are, it's really fascinating because it's like I can't really see if this King of Swords that's being presented here is an aspect of you, or if it's like an elder or someone that you are connecting with that is telling you this story. So this King of Swords here, you know, incredibly wise. They're sitting down with you, and they're telling you some type of story that involves maybe perhaps like, well, this Knight of Swords is showing up afterwards as well. So it's as if they're retelling a past story, something that has happened actually before your time, because it's showing up as a memory. So it's as if it's one of their personal memories, like they actually witnessed whatever this is they witnessed it happening, or at least they're connected to someone who has witnessed this, because it's having that effect of the oration of a story. So, you know, everyone's coming around, sitting around the fire here, and the elder of the group is retelling the story, maybe perhaps a story, especially with that Knight of Swords that's showing up here, like a battle. It's like a battle story. And it's either that they were in this battle, because what I'm seeing here with this King of Swords is that you see how he's holding this sword here. So it's almost as if with this Knight of Swords, he's reflecting on some type of past memory where he was actually in this battle. You see, like he was a knight, or he was a warrior or a soldier or something like that. And so he's retelling this story of this battle, whatever this battle is. The fascinating part here is that this horse is a white horse. And there's something about that. What is that? The pale horse. I'm like gently tugging on whatever this memory is. Something about a pale horse. Isn't that like talking about the four horsemen, or the horsemen of the apocalypse, or the pale horse? Something about the pale horse. I don't know enough information about that to speak on it, but there's something here about the pale horse. It's like, isn't that, it's like a book of conspiracies, isn't it? I can't remember. So that's what this is. It's referring to that there are stories that are being told. It's like this is the correct form of this story, whatever that story is. So there might have been, maybe perhaps this story was being retold, and that's interesting, because it's like the story is being retold, but every time it's being told, it's like the story changes. You know, it's all oration. So the story hasn't actually been written down or anything. It's being told through the lineage. So every time the story is told, it's like it gets shaped by the person who is telling that story, right? So that's what this was showing up here, is that how the story changes over time depending on the one who is orating the story. So the interesting part here is that this elder here it's like they were actually there. And so they have a firsthand experience, or like they can tell you the true story because they actually witnessed it. They were actually there when this happened. And so they're telling you this story of this battle, or something like that. It's like a battle. It's coming through as like a battle. And when they tell you this story, it's as if they didn't participate in this battle, something like that, because his sword is in his hands, right? And his sword is here, and he's on this white horse, and the white horse is talking about how, like, it's incredibly pure, almost as if it's actually never seen battle before, but they were there during that battle. So maybe it's kind of tricky, because it's like, I can't really tell if I'm looking at you or if I'm looking at a past incarnation of you. So it's more of like, how do I explain this? It's more of like that you've never been in battle, like in this lifetime, but previous incarnations of you have been in battle. And so it's like you're being told this story, and it's actually helping to unlock some type of memory within you. And that memory here is showing up as this oyster, right? So as this story is being told to you, and you are receiving like, whoa, like waves of like, hang on a second, whoa, that resonates. Whoa, that resonates too. Why does this feel so remarkably similar to me? But I've actually never been there, or I've never been in that battle. And it's like, it's touching you. And every time it touches you, that's that prying open. It's like your memories are being unlocked. It's as if each word of this story is helping to pry your memories open. And when that happens for you, Cancer, it's like you'll be presented with this pearl, or the gem of whatever the unlocking of this memories is going to produce. And it's showing up here as this raven. So that pearl, right, is showing up as this raven. So this is the thing that is going to be presenting itself once your memory is completely opened up and fully revealed to you. This raven is showing up. And what I've noticed here is that this memory card, hopefully you guys can see it, but she's actually holding a feather there in her hands. And so you're realizing that whatever this pearl is, it contains a feather imagery, or a feather symbolism, symbolizing the raven. The raven is actually one who spreads news. I often see the raven as someone who, well, maybe it isn't someone, maybe that someone is actually you, but it's a messenger energy that spreads news, be it good news, bad news, any type of news. It's like, it's as if you're realizing that you are the storyteller, that the storyteller is you, and you are the storyteller, and the story is yours. It's a really trippy, like, mirrored effect. And so that's what this is showing up as, is that whatever this memory for you is, it's actually only one story or one part of this raven energy. And that raven energy is showing up as you actually being this messenger, this like bird messenger that orates stories. It's coming through as like stories. And so, you know, you swoop in with this news, this message, and it's like, it's really interesting because it's as if you've gone someplace to receive a message, or, you know, really, it's almost as if you just went there just to be with kind of like your tribe. Like you went there just to be with your tribe. And, you know, when you go there, a story is unfolding, and it's being told by one of your elders. And when they tell this story and it hits you over and over and over again, it's like it's resonating with you so well that you're suddenly remembering that you are actually this storyteller. You are them and they are you. And that's what this artist is referring to. It's kind of got the idea of oneness, if you will, that you are the one in the story, the one telling the story. It's a lot of story. I don't know how else to describe it. And so with this raven that's showing up here at the end of your reading, it's as if you're realizing that maybe perhaps that's why you're showing up here as this one on this white horse. You know, maybe not actually in the battle. They were there. They witnessed it. So it's like you're realizing that maybe perhaps your form of being a warrior is actually being the witness, the one who is able to tell the stories of the battles that happen. And so it's like, and even here, right, in the artist, this guy here, he's the scribe. He watches everything that goes on and writes everything down and then shares the story with the rest of the world. It's almost like if I was to bring this, oh, this candle just went out. If I was to bring this into the real world, it's like you would be someone who's like a journalist, something like that. So very fascinating, Cancer. If this reading did resonate with you, I will be pulling some more cards, and you can find the link for that in the top of the description box, and hopefully I'll see you there. Bye, Cancer.